In this video, we will walk through how construction site checks work in Denmark, what types of inspections you can expect, and most importantly, why they matter for project success, compliance, and safety. Whether you're a project owner, contractor, or consultant, having a clear understanding of the Danish inspection landscape can help you manage risk proactively and avoid costly surprises later in the build. Let us start with the overall context. In Denmark, construction oversight is shaped by a combination of national legislation, municipal responsibility, and specialised authorities. The primary legal framework is the Building Act and the associated building regulations, the BR rules, which set requirements for structural safety, fire protection, energy performance, indoor climate and accessibility. Municipalities administer building permits and perform targeted checks, while other authorities and private actors conduct parallel inspections focusing on occupational safety, environmental impact, and technical quality. The result is not one single inspection, but a coordinated set of checks across the life cycle of the project, from design through execution to handover and operation. The first important type of check is the regulatory review linked to the building permit. Before a shovel hits the ground, your municipality will review your project documentation, drawings, calculations, fire strategy, structural design basis, and often energy performance documentation. The aim is to verify that the project, as described on paper, complies with the BR requirements and local planning rules. In many cases, particularly for larger or more complex buildings, the municipality will request third-party documentation prepared by certified designers and specialists. The purpose here is not to micromanage design, but to ensure that key life safety and performance risks are identified and controlled before construction starts. For developers and contractors, this stage is critical. Gaps or ambiguities discovered later during site checks can translate into redesign, delay, and rework. Moving into the execution phase, we then see a second group of checks, municipal site inspections. Depending on the project type and the risk profile, the municipality may carry out on-site visits at defined milestones. For example, before foundations are poured, once the main structural frame is in place, and before completion. These visits are targeted. Inspectors will typically focus on high-impact areas such as structural systems, fire-separating elements, escape routes, and key technical installations. The intent is to confirm that what is being built on-site aligns with what was approved in the permit documentation, and that no material deviations have emerged that could compromise safety or compliance. While the inspection scope can vary across municipalities, the underlying purpose is the same: to provide an independent check that major regulatory requirements are reflected in the actual construction, not only in the drawings. In parallel with the municipal checks, Danish law places strong emphasis on systematic, risk-based supervision performed by the project participants themselves, particularly on larger projects. This brings us to technical quality inspections and third-party control. For complex buildings or for structures with higher consequence of failure, a certified structural engineer or third-party control body may be engaged to verify calculations, material specifications, and critical execution details. These inspections often include document audits, spot checks on reinforcement placement, welding, anchors, and load-bearing elements, as well as verification of compliance with relevant Eurocodes and Danish national annexes. The purpose is twofold: to reduce the probability of structural defects that only become apparent years later, and to give authorities and investors comfort that an independent professional has challenged the design and its implementation. For the project owner, these inspections act as a quality assurance mechanism that strengthens both technical robustness and long-term asset value. Another key pillar of site checks in Denmark is health and safety inspections. Overseen primarily by the Danish Working Environment Authority, Arbejdstilsynet. Their focus is different from the building authorities. They look at the conditions under which construction workers perform their tasks. Typical inspection themes include fall protection on scaffolding and roofs, excavations and shoring, crane and lifting operations, handling of hazardous substances such as dust or chemicals, noise and vibration exposure, use of personal protective equipment, and the overall coordination of safety on site. These inspections can be both planned and unannounced, and they can result in improvement notices, prohibitions, or in severe cases, fines. The purpose here is clear: to prevent accidents and occupational illness, to ensure that the coordinating safety obligations are being met, and to drive a culture where safety is treated as a core management discipline rather than an afterthought. No overview of Danish construction checks is complete without considering environmental and climate-related inspections. Depending on the nature and location of the project, environmental authorities may conduct targeted checks linked to permits for soil handling, groundwater protection, noise, dust, and waste management. On brownfield sites, inspections might address handling of contaminated soil, ensuring that excavation, transport, and disposal comply with environmental regulations and that documentation is robust. For major projects, authorities may also follow up on environmental impact assessments and mitigation measures agreed in advance. The purpose is to protect the surrounding community and ecosystems, to ensure that short-term construction activity does not create long-term environmental liabilities, and increasingly to support Denmark's broader climate and sustainability objectives. Beyond these statutory and authority-driven checks, there is a growing layer of voluntary or contractually mandated inspections aimed at de-risking projects commercially. Many Danish developers, institutional investors and financiers require independent technical due diligence during construction, sometimes called owner's engineer or client representative inspections. These are typically performed by engineering consultancies that conduct regular site walks, review progress against design and specifications, confirm quality of workmanship, and track the closure of defects and non-conformities. The intent is to provide the client and their lenders with early warning if quality, time, or cost risks are emerging, and to avoid disputes at handover. While these checks are not mandated by law, they have become a best practice tool, particularly for large residential, commercial, and infrastructure projects. As the project approaches completion, another cluster of inspections comes into focus: completion checks and commissioning. Here, inspections target the integrated performance of the building. Are fire detection and suppression systems correctly installed and tested? Do ventilation and heating systems perform as designed? Are accessibility requirements fulfilled in practice? And does the building meet the documented energy performance? Commissioning activities, including functional tests and performance verifications, often involve both designers, contractors, and independent specialists, and may be observed or documented for the municipal authorities. The purpose is to ensure that the building is not just compliant on paper, but that it actually delivers a safe, healthy, and efficient environment for users from day one. The Danish regime also emphasises documentation as an integral part of inspections. Across all types of site checks, inspectors will expect structured evidence, inspection plans, test reports, photo documentation, as-built drawings, and non-conformance logs. For project teams, creating a robust digital trail is not only about passing inspections, it is about being able to demonstrate due diligence if questions arise years after completion. Well-managed documentation underpins warranty claims, supports facility management, and reduces legal exposure in case of disputes. Taken together, these different types of inspections in Denmark form a coherent control system. Municipal reviews anchor regulatory compliance, technical quality inspections manage engineering risk, working environment checks protect people on site, environmental inspections safeguard the surroundings, and owner-driven inspections protect commercial interests and asset value. For project leaders, the key is to view inspections not as isolated hurdles, but as an integrated part of project governance. The most successful construction teams in Denmark plan for inspections early, clarify roles and responsibilities, align inspection plans with the project schedule, and maintain transparent communication with authorities and independent inspectors. By doing so, they transform inspections from reactive checks into proactive management tools. As you plan or deliver your next project in Denmark, consider mapping out all relevant inspection types at the outset, building them into your risk register, and treating each inspection as an opportunity to validate quality rather than simply a compliance obligation. In a market that is increasingly focused on safety, sustainability, and long-term value, strong inspection readiness is not just about avoiding penalties. It is a differentiator that can set your project and your organisation apart.